Welcome my dear students of class 9 to my civics class. Today's topic is salient features of the Constitution. Chapter number 2. Points. There are certain writs issued by the Supreme Court. I have named it in the board: habeas corpus, mandamus, prohibition, certiorari and quo warranto. These are the writs issued by the Supreme Court in order to protect the fundamental rights of the citizens. Now, what are the, specialities of these writs issued by the Supreme Court? What are the specialities and what are the, characteristic features of these writs? I am going to discuss. There are certain writs issued by the Supreme Court in order to provide facilities to a person whose fundamental right is violated and he has lost a complaint to the judicial authority, either in Supreme Court or in High Courts or in other lower courts. So in that case, the courts would accept his or her allegation, his or her demands, and then they start the case and discuss the whole things with the following writs mentioned in the board. The first one, habeas corpus. What is habeas corpus? It is actually a Latin term. That means you may have the body. This Latin term means you may have the body, and it provides a remedy for a person wrongly detained or getting tortured in the police custody. The Supreme Court and the High Courts issue, this writ to a person who detains another in custody and command him to bring the prisoners into court and tell the time and the cause of the arrest. If the cause is insufficient, in that case, he is at once unconditionally released. So this is, habeas corpus. The writ habeas corpus protects the fundamental right of the citizen. So by applying the system of habeas corpus, the person can be unconditionally released from the custody if the person is if the allegations brought against the name of that very person cannot be established strongly. In that case, the person can be released from the jail unconditionally. This is habeas corpus. And second one is mandamus. What is mandamus? Mandamus is also another writ. It is also a Latin word. Mandamus also is a Latin word. This Latin word, and the term, what is the meaning of this Latin word? It means we command. The means of mandamus is we command. The purpose of the writ is to compel an inferior court or an individual, to perform their duty. But this power has to be exercised only for the enforcement of fundamental rights. Although writs are used, writs are the special power of the courts, and it has to be exercised only for the enforcement of the fundamental rights. And this mandamus, this writ also is exercised for the protection and enforcement of the fundamental rights of the citizens. And next one, prohibition. Prohibition. What is prohibition? It is also a writ prevents an inferior court from exercising powers with which it is not legally vested. And in that case, it directs the inferior courts. It instructs the inferior court, it directs the inferior courts to keep within the limits of their authority. This is known as prohibition, another writ which is used as weapon of the citizens whose fundamental rights sometimes are violated. And second, next one, certiorari. Certiorari means, the term certiorari means to be informed of what is going to be happening. To be certiorari means to inform what is going to be, what is going on. And by this writ, the lower court is asked to hand over the record of a particular case to a higher court. Suppose lower court provided one judgment for a person, but the evidence, whatever they had practiced, was not sufficient. Insufficient. They exercised the case with an insufficient evidence. That's why the higher court can bring the necessary evidences in support of that very verdict which the higher court is going to provide, going to give for the person or for the individual. In that case, the writ, this writ is used, certiorari is used. The lower court is asked by the higher court to hand over the record of a particular case to the higher court. The record of a particular case to the higher court. How did he provide? How did he justify? How did he, give the verdict? The court, higher court can ask. The higher court can ask it to the lower courts. This is the, this is known as certiorari. Another one means another writ issued by the Supreme Court. And finally, quo warranto. What is quo warranto? Quo warranto, and before discussing about quo warranto, few more points I would like to include about prohibition. Prohibition is a writ. The differences between the prohibition and certiorari, sometimes this question may come. Differentiate between the two writs, the prohibition and certiorari. Okay, 2 years back, this question came in ICSE exam. I asked the students to learn this question, get their notes. They got common answer from me. Now, what is the basic difference between the two writs, the prohibition and certiorari? This question may come. Now, what you have to write, the difference between the prohibition and certiorari is both aim at restraining in the inferior courts from insisting the authority. That means the difference between the two is that they are issued at different stages of the proceedings. And when an inferior court is hearing the matter, over which it has no authority. The superior court shall issue the writ of prohibition. And on the other hand, if the court, hears the case and gives a decision, the superior court shall issue the writ of certiorari. Okay. So the writ of prohibition is preventive, whereas the writ of certiorari is remedial. So this is the basic difference between the two writs, certiorari and prohibition. Now finally I am going to explain about the last writ, quo warranto. This is a writ directed against a person who has wrongfully arrested or wrongfully misused an office. The writ calls upon the person to show under what authority he holds the office. And if the court decides that the person concerned is holding the office, that office illegally, it may declare the office to be vacant. And the process by occupying the office is declared to be illegal. This is known as quo warranto. So these are the, my dear students, writs issued by the Supreme Court, and writs are, thoroughly, the system of these writs are thoroughly followed by each and every court, from lower to higher. That means from lower court, then high courts, and then Supreme Court. And finally, the rectification is done. If any rectification is committed by any lower court, the Supreme Court is the final court. The Supreme Court is the highest court to have solved the problems and and give verdict by by analyzing each and every part of the writs, and then Supreme Court gives the final verdict. If lower courts commits any mistake, the Supreme Court may call them. The Supreme Court may so cause them what were the evidences under whose report and record the court had given verdict and unlawfully detained the individual. Up to this, my dear students. So you have to learn these writs, and if you are unable to understand, you ask me a question. These writs, the system of writs is not so easy because it's nothing. It is not a history or historical facts and incidents that immediately you will be able to understand. And sometimes you get monotony in civics class, but you have to understand. You have to go through your book thoroughly. If you have any problem, you can ask me questions. I shall